wanted to talk about this protest on the 26th of October in London. I shall be going. I've seen loads of people saying, oh, it's a Tommy Robinson march. It's a Tommy Robinson this, that and the other. The way I see it is it's a protest march against Starmer, against the government, against the way previous governments have treated us. It's a chance to have a peaceful day, a peaceful protest. If you are British and you feel British and you like living in Britain, you should be there, because this is a protest against criminals. Criminals who've hijacked our government, probably on instructions of their paymasters at places like the World Economic Forum. But they've hijacked us. They don't care about us anymore. Look at the lies that Starmer told to get into government. Oh, our bills, they're going to freeze our energy bills and it's going to be £400 a year cheaper, or £600 a year cheaper in some cases, he said. We've just had an energy bill increase. Have the Labour government frozen anything? Have the Labour government given anything? No, in actual fact, they've taken away. Some of these pensioners who are just above the pension credit line are going to be cold this winter. These pensioners that they worried about so much during the COVID period don't matter anymore. If you're a taxpayer in Britain, you should be there on October the 26th. Because basically what we do, we work hard, most of the country, for absolutely minimal wages that have been artificially held down because of the way the labour market's been, certainly in the last 15, 20 years. So you pay your taxes for your meagre returns on a week out of your life, earning for whether it be a company or yourself or whatever. And then you put it into a pension. And when you take that pension, they tax you again. When you go and buy something in a shop, they tax you again. When you die, they tax you again. And what's being done with these taxes? Well, we're just sending £11.6 billion to help other countries, mainly Africa, with their climate change needs. Now, the climate is changing. Nearly all scientists, 97% famously, agree with that. But very little of it, according to most scientists, is down to man. This is another situation, this climate change, this net zero scam, like COVID was. It's a money movement exercise, jobs for the boys. And that's obvious to anyone with their eyes open. You've got people at these places like the United Nations and WF. Apparently the world's on fire. They obviously don't live in Scotland. And because it's net zero, you're going to be considerably poorer. They've basically shut down British industry, and it's opening up in China and Indonesia, where you can put as much rubbish into the atmosphere as you want, apparently. So they're getting richer, we're getting poorer. And most scientists who I've spoken to have said it's actually the NOx and not the CO2 that's the problem. All that happens with CO2 is that the Earth gets greener. We are, all scientists agree, at one of the coldest points in the Earth's history. That's a fact. So what is this all about? Are they really concerned? No, they're not. They just want to move money. They want to make you poorer. Remember the World Economic Forum? You'll own nothing and be happy. Well, that's what is going to happen. Not the happiness part, but everything else. And so October the 26th is a chance to say no, no more. Our elderly struggling to eat and heat their homes, while criminals, let's be clear about it, who have entered the country illegally are being put up in 5-star hotels with credit cards, given mobile phones. It's just outrageous. Enough is enough. People being put in prison for putting stickers up, not even inciting hatred or inciting racism, putting stickers up, shouting at police dogs where there's perverts and files being allowed out of prison to make place for them. Enough is enough. I don't understand these people who say that you're far right if you disagree with illegal immigration. People are coming into the country costing the UK taxpayer £10 million a day. Now, I know it's down to UK and American foreign policy why we've got a lot of these problems, and that needs addressing. Again, October the 26th, let's tell them we don't agree with their foreign policy. We don't agree with regime change in countries because we don't like the leaders. We don't agree with going to war or supporting wars when the NATO and United Nations have provoked people. We don't agree. We don't want our money, our hard-earned tax money spent like that. October the 26th is the day you can get that point across, if there's enough of us. So these people that say, oh, well, you're far right if you don't agree with illegal immigration. No, you're not. How can you be? You don't want people dying at sea. You want people to come in with legal routes if they are that desperate to come from France, which presumably must be a war-torn country. You're not right-wing if you don't agree with undocumented fighting-age young men coming into the country. We've got 750,000 illegal immigrants in this country, and about 30% of them have got no documentation whatsoever. We don't know who they are, if they committed crimes. They could be the nicest people ever, but if you want them in the country, undocumented people, are you going to let them babysit your grandchildren? I don't think so. Not unless you're totally apeshit banana mad. So that's the 26th of October. People say about Tommy Robinson, I've not got any particular love for Tommy Robinson. I don't know him. I don't think he's racist, but I can see why he winds some people up the wrong way. It does sometimes seem to be all about Tommy Robinson. I'm not a Tommy Robinson fan, but I will say this, I'll tip my hat to him and say he's doing a great job on raising awareness of things like grooming gangs. I think he should be entitled to join a political party, irrespective of him speaking out about Islam, grooming gangs, and the differences in culture that make it very difficult for real Islamists to assimilate into British society. So October the 26th isn't about Tommy Robinson. Get yourself down there and protest against everything that you think's wrong in this country. Politicians claiming thousands of pounds for their energy bills when your granny and great granny are freezing to death. Can't be right, can it? Veterans on our streets basically dying of cold in the winter when there's people being put up in 5-star hotels. It's just not right, is it? I want to live in a country where we've got freedom of speech, freedom of expression, where women aren't treated as second-class citizens, where gay people don't experience prejudice because of their sexuality. I want to live in a country that's free. I don't want to live in a country where you can't show religious cartoons for fear of being hounded into hiding. I don't want to live in that sort of country. I want Britain. I want Britain that was free. A Britain that has had millions of people die so that we can have those basic rights and what these governments are trying to take away. That's what I want. And if you want the same, no matter what colour you are, no matter where you were born, if you like British values, be there on the 26th of October. I'm begging you. Let's show them the strength of feeling peacefully. We need to say no more. Our tax money shouldn't be spent on giving Ukraine unlimited amount of weapons after NATO have poked Putin and poked Putin and poked him. What do they expect? When you keep poking a psychopath and he warns you what he's going to do, why'd you keep poking him? And then we've got to fund Zelensky's government with as much money as they need. 3 billion, was it this year? No, that's not why we pay our taxes. That's not why we work. So stop it. You're meant to be representing us, not ripping us off. That's what October the 26th is all about for me, and I hope that's what October the 26th is all about for you. Let's peacefully ram this message home. No more. We've got 2-tier policing, 2-tier justice system, and no, we're not going to put up with it anymore. We're going to have this peaceful demonstration. Let's make sure it's peaceful, and let's really bang that message home to the so-called elites, to the liars like Starmer and the liars like Sunak and Boris Johnson and Cameron before them and Blair before that. These people need bringing to justice for crimes against the British people, but first of all, we've got to make sure they know no more. And I think in the future, we're all going to have to just stop working for a few days, bring the country to a halt if they don't take notice of numbers. All peacefully. Civil action. So please, I'll be putting leaflets out on the 26th of October for the Alliance for Democracy and Freedom, and I hope to see you there, regardless of what party you support, regardless of why you're there. But let's all us British, all different colours, all different religions, all different sexualities, who agree with British people being put first in Britain, let's see you all there. We need to fight back, and we need to fight back now. Thanks for watching. See ya 26th of October. Bye for now.